I just got back from the storage unit we were cleaning out today where we had the Warhammer figures and then a lot of the, audio equipment. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. We wanted to do a separate video of just the Warcraft stuff because, we found those empty boxes. There was some boxes that had some stuff in it, little parts and pieces. But then we found the black bin that looks like painted figures already, and they're all wrapped. And I wanted to go through that, which is a separate video we'll do here, and I'll show you that right now. All right, let's open this up. And this is kind of exactly how we left it before. Dan, we kind of went through these a little bit, but didn't really get too far into them because it's, we didn't want to waste all the time while we were trying to clean out the unit at the same time. And I don't know, I'm familiar with Warhammer, but I am by no means a Warhammer expert, so I'm not going to know all the names. I know that, or I shouldn't say I know, I believe that is a Terminator. I'm not sure what chapter, or if it's even, maybe it's a made-up chapter. I don't know what that is. Then there's some unpainted ones. Of these, so this must be like I'm not so this must be like, I'm not going to call it a squad, but there's probably a different name for it. I can look these up later. And I believe we saw the box that was from Age of Sigmar, so that I don't know what year that would be. It's one of the more recent sets. I know that because Leviathan is I'm pretty sure is the latest version. Or if they've come out with an update since then. Oh, here's some more Space Marines in here. And paint jobs aren't bad. They're fairly basic, not a lot of highlighting or shading on them, but they were probably, ready to painted just to get on the table. I've played, the last time I actually played Warhammer was probably during Rogue Trader era, which is the 80s, maybe going into the 90s. I don't know how long the Rogue Trader era went. And I didn't play it that often, so I'm not very familiar with the play mechanics. I tried to get back into it during Leviathan, but it's a very complicated game, at least it was complicated for me, I should say. And a lot of rules, a lot of different game mechanics, and I just I do enjoy painting them. I'll, have a setup over here that I can show you. A lot of these, this is I don't know if this is open or, oh no, it looks like it's sealed. That light is on there. I don't know how much this went for. It's the Gene Stealer Cults Magus. And I mean, this bin is just chock full. Oh, and this looks like it's all dice, all black and white dice. And I believe the game mechanics it's just, you use 6-sided dice, unlike, say, a Dungeons and Dragons where you have, a 20-sided and a 10-sided and a 4-sided. This just uses multiple 6-sided dice. This actually looks 3D printed. I mean, maybe not, but oh no, sorry. it felt really light, but it looks like it's not printed. So, and this is just a terrain piece. Lots of little, you put, let me show you. So what this is, it's a holder, so you put your mini in here like that, and then it's just so you have a big grip to hold on to while you're painting. That is very handy, because the Games Workshop, these are pretty expensive for what they are. A lot of people I've seen use corks and different things like that. This looks like, so this is a fairly large piece of something right here, and I think I'm getting, little building pieces or sections of the building. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with the ins and outs of all the buildings and things like that. Some Warhammer cards. The Death Guard cards. Somehow these must factor into the gaming part of it. This looks like it's just primed, so whatever this is, it attaches to something else. I wish I'd really kept up on it, but now, I mean, there's decades of lore and hundreds of books to read. It's a bit overwhelming if you're looking to, I'll just dip my toe in the water of Warhammer. It's quite involved. This looks, I think they just opened it. I don't see any missing pieces from the sprue. This is a set of clan rats, or Skaven, from Age of Sigmar. It looks brand new, just opened up. There. I'm anxious to see what this large piece is. This is just a bin. I'm not sure if you can see all the little parts and pieces in there. This is a palette pad. So you always thin your paints down, and this paper does not absorb the water. So you put your paint on there, you put a little water on there, and you mix it up, and you thin it out so that it flows into all the recesses properly. I think this might be the instruction book for the other bin. Yeah, here, it's the emulator. And we have the box. I'm hoping the actual tank is in here. It looks, I'm not sure what this is. Auger rocks. I wonder if this is just terrain. Something modeling. I don't know if it's... Oh, it looks like it's when you're building your terrain, looks like it's red rocks, some lichen, ash, and you'd put your glue down and you'd sprinkle this over the top as you're, making a realistic diorama. Here's another one of those terrain building pieces. There's a name for them, I just don't know off the top of my head what that name is. Another one. And again, the paint job, as I mentioned, doesn't look bad. It looks like it's just tabletop, maybe tabletop ready. Like it's good enough to get on the table and start playing. So here, there's a lot in this one. So they got some terrain pieces and some barrels. But then you also have, I don't know, it's the skeleton army. and I don't know their name. Surprise, surprise. And these are stuck in here pretty good. Some of these just seem to be primed, others are not. They're not primed or painted. And this one looks to be painted, maybe. I mean, this is, I hope there's more little pieces and it's not, this whole bin is not just this large structure, which it's got to be a building of some sort. Can't tell, that might be Adeptus. The one I may know is Adeptus Mechanicus. And if I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that face, or that head looks like one that I've seen before at the stores. Like a bag of pieces, or a little box of pieces. I'm not sure what those are all for. We're gonna, got a broken, some kind of broken piece there. Put that in there. So this is a wall segment. That's something. Looks like there's another loose piece, yeah. Looks like a couple of the spires or pieces that come up here, but those can easily be glued on. These are, hopefully they're in there, but you got these pieces. And I've seen pictures of this. I couldn't tell you what it's called. But it's super detailed. And it's, again, just primed, no paint. More wall segments. More dice. I wonder if that's like an objective piece, you know, kind of a homebrewed objective piece for the game. Could be part of the set. I don't know. More pieces of that. Yeah, that looks like a column. I have to lay this all out and see if we can start piecing it together. I mean, I guess some care went to preserve. Here's more Space Marines. Some care went to preserving and protecting them. And I wonder what chapter this is, or if it looks like. I couldn't even tell you. It's an okay paint job. I'm gonna drop it. Probably get these out of here at some point and put them in and protect them a little better. Another section of that wall. This looks like glue and some other just miscellaneous pieces and bases. Wall section. This one isn't, yeah, this one isn't primed at all. Okay. I'm not going to take it, like, I'm just going to take out the wall sections because they all look very similar. Oh my goodness, that's a massive figure right here. Oh, looks like pieces are falling off. again, paint job is not bad. Not a whole lot of shading or, highlighting on it, but it looked like, some weathering was done to the red. Games 2013. Wall, a lot of this is that wall segment, or segments of that wall, I should say. Figures. These look like more Space Marines. Nope. A combination. So you have some orcs. I don't know if they have orcs anymore. And Space Marine tucked in here. And it looks like pieces or legs of, maybe it's something like we saw that arachnid looking figure. Yeah, just lots and lots of figures. Way more than what initially it looked like one box, and it was just boxes in the box. And this was a complete surprise of what was in here. I didn't expect this at all. So this one's actually painted a little more. You can see that. I'll set these to the side over here. Some more wall segments, same as what I just showed you. See some more orc figures down there. More like a platform. More wall. So this has got to be a fairly decent sized play area or play set. That looks like some kind of middle, with middle platform, or maybe that's where that little gem goes. It goes in there. Does that look right? Something like that. That's your objective. I don't know if it's an objective marker, but here's some. I don't know what this spider figure. If somebody wouldn't mind educating me about what some of the names of these figures are. I mean, obviously I'm going to go through and try to put names to faces, so to speak. But I would love to, again, I don't know very much about the lore or the figures or anything like that. So I would love to hear what people have to say. This looks like, I think that's an orc, like a mechanized orc suit. I'm just happy that there was some thought as to the care and protection of it. Obviously not perfect, but I've seen worse. Lots of primed figures. Because I can definitely relate, because I have a lot of primed figures myself. They just, finding the time to paint, and then I tend to be too much of a perfectionist when I'm painting, and I'm not the best painter, but I do enjoy it, and I take a lot of time doing it. So, when I'm doing something very basic, it takes a while, and then next thing you know, like 2 hours have gone by, and I haven't gotten much accomplished, even paint. I don't know what this is for. It just keeps more wall pieces. Oh, this is I don't know what that is. Looks like I thought this was the Tyranids at first, and maybe it is, but then I don't know what this down here on the bottom is. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, the unit actually turned out to be surprisingly good for us. You know, we were hoping for a few Warhammer figures, and we ended up getting, you know, it looks like pieces of several armies and a play set. Here's a tank. I don't know. I don't believe this is the Immolator or the... I don't know the name of the other one off the top of my head. Ooh, gotta be careful. These look like they were primed with a green. Possibly because they're insects or mutations or something. God, the box just keeps going. Mech figure. I'm starting to see little pieces at the bottom of stuff that's broken off. It's like a base. That's a nice base. It's heavy. I don't know if that's plaster. Try to keep touching the screen. It's just on this GoPro, this is kind of the first time I'm really using it, and the screen keeps going out, and I'm trying to make sure everything's in view. Sometimes they have the names of the person. That's not legs of something. There's a big figure back here. Oh no, maybe it's just two smaller ones. Oh, here's another one of those heavy bases. Wow, this is a crazy... I don't know what these... For when I was younger, the Warhammer, they were all the little metal... I'm guessing lead or some combination of that. No, well, as much detail as you can get in those little figures. But I see these injected molded pieces now, and they are just incredible. They're works of art in and of themselves, even before you put any paint to them. But I follow, you know, a few miniature painters on YouTube, and some of the things that these guys paint just blows me away. And I think that's maybe why I don't get a lot of painting done, and it's, you know, a flaw is, well, mine don't look like that. And it's like, well, they shouldn't look like that, right? You know, whoever I'm watching shouldn't look like his, because he's a professional and he does this for a living, and he's been doing it for a long time.